Front Row MMA here at Combat and Exercise in Nuneaton with John Phillip. And, you know, John, it's been a while since we've seen you in a cage. Robinson.
Mike Tyson.
Robinson. I've even looked at the name. Why am I thinking, who's John Phillips?
The white Mike Tyson that got knocked out.
I don't even know a John Phillips.
Of course you do. John Phillips. But I'm Baron got cut up by a trick.
Oh.
Again, John Robinson. You're in Combat and Exercise in Nuneaton.
I got that bit fine. See, this is why I end up getting slapped. So, Front Row MMA here at Combat and Exercise in Nuneaton with with John Robinson, and it's been a while. The last time we saw you in the cage was at a Fight UK, but that was a good while ago. How come the layoff?
It was about 2 years ago. The layoff really was just a chain of sort of bad luck, really. I mean, at first, I think I got offered a fight with, I can't really remember now, but I twisted my ankle. I started training for it and then ended up like twisting my ankle. So I wouldn't have made the weight at all. I was probably, I think I was about 84 then. I'd have never got down in time. After that, I had another fight sort of set up. I think I asked Alistair if I could fight. And then I got an abscess, and I went to the hospital a few times with it, to be honest, and they kept saying it was a pulled muscle, so I was like, okay, I'll just have a rest, have some time off training. Next time I went there, it's like this big. I'm like, look, just help me, like I need some help. And then the guy in there is like, you should have been seen ages ago. Got rushed straight over to Walsgrave Hospital, told me it was literally already poisoning my blood, and then operated on me the next day, and that put me out of training for about 3.5 months, something like that. But I came back a little early, to be honest, than they said I should have. I still couldn't even look down. I was literally at that sort of range of movement, and then there I couldn't look down anymore. Again, I lost like over a stone or something. I was just ridiculously weak, and I think I don't know. I just sort of lost interest at that point because it just sort of, I think it knocked my confidence a bit. I didn't train as much for a while. I just sort of went out drinking a bit. Thought fuck it, because you know, it's like I got told it nearly killed me, and I think it just sort of pissed me off a bit. And then I don't know. But then,
so I was gonna, how frustrating, how frustrating was that experience for you, and how did you find the result? What gave you the result to want to come back?
I think it was, I don't really know. I think I've always kept up to date with Fight UK ever since, to be honest, watching a lot of the matchups, and I've always wanted to get back in there. What I did in the end, because when we lost our coach here, I didn't train for a while because I didn't have any training partners, and I saw an interview that Jimmy Warled did, and he was saying, anyone who wants to come over train with Roughhouse, just give me a message. And I just thought, yeah man, I want to get back into it. Messaged him. He goes, yeah, just come over on Tuesday or Thursday with your sparring kit. Went over, did some sparring. I was like, yeah, happy to have you, you're a good addition to the team, like. And then he let me train with him ever since. And to be honest, I didn't really know where my level was. I think was a part of the reason that I weren't sure about whether to fight. But going over there, I know where my level is now. I know where my striking is against guys. I know what my grappling level's like against them, and I know where my wrestling is against them. And you know, I'm happy and ready to fight, mate. You know, so.
Well, you say you know where your grappling level is, but you've had a lot of success with the BJJ and the grappling. Is that fair to say that was where your love for this started?
Yeah, I mean, I originally, to be honest, when I first started, I started to train MMA. My mate, like from college at the time, I think I was 19. He was like, I was looking for a fucking Wing Chun Kung Fu class, and then I went in and was doing all this, but I walked into the wrong room. Sorry, I just completely lied to you there. I walked into the wrong room thinking it was Wing Chun Kung Fu, and I seen a guy like punching another guy in the face, like while he's mounted on him, and I was like, actually that looks pretty good. And then you look down at what they're doing downstairs, and they're just going, and you're like, yeah, I think that one's like more for me, man. But yeah, and then I forgot the bloody question now. I'm going off topic.
That's the grappling and the BJJ.
Yeah, that's it. I started BJJ after because Kevin Webb came down, started teaching at our gym. I never had a gi at first, so I couldn't go down and train. I could only do the no-gi classes. I got lent a gi, started doing BJJ. I sort of got hooked on it for a while. Still trained everything else, but I don't know, I was just so hooked on BJJ. I just wanted to do loads of comps and see how far I could sort of go with that. now, to be honest, my mindset with the whole BJJ thing is it's just too expensive. I can't be arsed with it. Like, I mean, you pay like 30 odd quid to do a competition, waiting around all day. By the time you get on the mat, you're just fucked already from all the waiting around. And especially if you go in and like you're knackered, been working all night the night before, then lose and you've just paid 30 quid to not do anything. You know, it's not worth it. I'd rather just train for a fight, know I'm prepared, and get a bit of money for it on the side as well. Rather than having to pay out for it all the time. So.
Well, you've got that fight, and it is with Fight UK again, and it's September 8th. It's not that far away. How's camp going for it? And how are you feeling a couple of weeks out from that fight?
Good. I mean, I'm feeling great. Training's going well. I mean, like I said, I've been training over with the Rough House boys at Fourth Dimension. Stuff's been going good there. I haven't been over there for the past 2 weeks actually, so I'll be over there again next week. We had Paul Taylor coming down now, Paul Titan Taylor. He teaches us on Saturdays, sometimes comes down in the week. His wrestling's just unbelievable. He's just been teaching us so much with the wrestling. And everything's just, feeling like it's coming into place. And I'm just looking forward to fighting, man, and showing what I can do.
Can the 8th come quick enough for you at the moment?
To be honest, I am completely shattered from all the training and work, and I've got a holiday not long after, so I'm looking forward to it, mate. I just can't wait to fight, take my holiday, and then probably start preparing for Fight UK. Is it 10 or in
10 in November, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I'll probably a couple of weeks off after, and then start training for that, regardless of the result. Although it's going to be a win, but yeah.
When you fight an amateur, sometimes it's hard to find anything out about your opponent. Yeah. Is game planning an important part of your camp? And what do you know about Ramone? And I'm going to pronounce this wrong as well. Codrington. I got that right.
Yeah, I think that's right. I know he's a good grappler. That's all you can really find online about him, about his grappling. But what I do know as well is that he's quite a decent striker, quite a decent boxer, I think. But I'm quite good in all areas myself. I mean, I'm a good boxer. Boxing is probably my favourite to my jiu-jitsu, and everything else is just on par. So, No.
Is it a case that you put a game plan together, or are you gonna? Is it you'll let the fight kind of play out as it happens in the cage? Or how do you visualize when you visualize it? How do you visualize winning?
Yeah, well, I don't really want to go into too much of what my plan is, but I do have an idea of what I'm going to do. And to be honest, usually the way I sort of do things, if all else fails, I'll probably go to what I'm best at and take him down and finish some ground and pound, maybe something like that. But I wouldn't quote me on that, because last time I said I'd finish the ground and pound, it just didn't happen at all. I'll squeeze him down and get a fitch on him, like to grind him down.
You've said already that you get this fight out of the way, you have a holiday, but you're already looking for Fight UK 10. Regardless. Well, forget the regardless. If the fight goes the way you want it to, has a fire been relit?
I think it has. Yeah. I mean, for one point, I mean, all I really sort of enjoyed doing was grappling, and then now like everything's just, I don't know. I'm just loving every part of training. I'm loving striking, loving wrestling, loving BJJ. I don't know. I think I'd say the fire's definitely relit.
November. Sure. I mean, and heaven forbid we look past whoever you got there. Are we looking? How many fights would you like in 2014, for example?
I'd say 3, just to be safe. I mean, maybe more. Depends sort of if I'm fit and no injuries sort of end up coming up. But I'd want 2 this year, because I was going to fight in June on a different show, but that sort of fell through, and they didn't sort of do the same rules. It was no striking on the ground, which was just stupid. So I thought there's no point doing that. I'm not going to go backwards. But I want the 2 this year, and then next year I'm thinking my plan is, but I'll see how it goes, is to have like 1 next year, maybe 2, and then go pro, something like that. Because I'm 24 now. Started when I was about 19. But
I'm 24 now. Yeah, it's all downhill after fucking 24. Let me tell you.
But I mean, I'd only want to fight for until I'm like 32. I don't want to sort of, because everyone declines.
I'm not even apologizing for getting your name wrong now, man. That's just it. So there is a long-term
Yeah,
plan
definitely a
for this.
long-term goal. Yeah.
Why fight UK then? Because again, as I said, anybody you've got some great credentials. You fought before, and your grappling is excellent. Why fight UK as opposed to another sort of amateur show?
To be honest, I think it's because I'm sort of comfortable with Fight UK. I mean, I've fought with them twice, and I know what they're like. They've been great bunch of guys. You know what I mean? They look after you, and you just know it's a well-run show. Like, I mean, you don't want to go on some shows where the reffing's like shit. You got just promoters that just really don't give a shit. Just throw you in there, then tell you to get the fuck out or something. But you just get looked after, and I think that's what it is. I will probably look to check out some other shows as well, but I think after the 2 years I've had away, it's nice to sort of go somewhere where you'll sort of be looked after, sort of thing. So
you've also got Chris Miles here. Have you been doing any training with him? And how is has it helped out having someone else preparing for a fight on the same card, other the weight class being in?
Training with Chris hurts. I mean, everything he hits you with, it's like being ran over by a car. So it's good. I mean, it's good to sort of go against someone that's a lot bigger than you. I mean, if I can pick up Chris, and throw Chris and stuff like that, I mean, someone my own size, it just feels easy. And yeah, but on top of that, that's why it's quite nice for me to get over with the Roughhouse boys as well, because most of them are my weight, so it's sort of like a good balance of the two, really.
And does having a training partner who's also going to be fighting on the same card kind of increase the stakes in training? Does it push you both a little bit harder? Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're always sort of getting each other down for the extra training, you know what I mean, and pushing each other through circuits and stuff like that, So yeah, definitely, it definitely is a lot better when someone else is preparing for the fight with you. I asked him this question. It's one of my favorites to ask, and fighters hate it. But if you're going to sum up this fight, sum up your fight in 3 words, how would you sum it up for the fans?
I don't know. I think it'll be a good fight in all areas. I think there's going to be a bit of everything, to be honest. I think we're both well-rounded guys, and I don't know. I think it'll be like a good display of mixed martial arts, in all areas. That's what I think, anyway.
I want to thank you ever so much for your time. I want to apologize for getting your name wrong. You're not the first. You won't be the last. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to, or anybody you'd like to thank, sponsors or anything? I don't have any sponsors, but everyone here at Combat and Exercise, Chris, obviously, Lee Ferry, my boxing coach, Val Denton, my Thai, Rob Stevens, my BJJ coach, everyone else that trains here. Oh yeah, Paul Taylor, obviously Paul Taylor, can't forget Paul. He comes down, trains us for free, doesn't ask for anything other than a bloody protein shake at the end. And all the guys at Fourth Dimension, Roughhouse, Owen King, Jimmy Warled. To be honest, a big guy who's helped me out a lot there is a bit Matt Hallam. Matt Hallam,
he's been a big help. I mean, it's the range, just getting me used to same with Chris, they're both really long guys, so my range is getting used to sort of being out of range has been really good for me. And everyone else at Roughhouse as well. Wayne as well. Wayne's a cool guy. A few chats with Wayne after the session. Don't want to forget anyone. Anyone I forgot, I'm sorry.
Again, I want to thank you for your time, John. Again, my apologies. We look forward to seeing you fight. And that's John Robinson, Robinson, Robinson. Thank you ever so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers.